Let's see. Let's see.
But I think I have enough information to talk about it, just to talk about it.
Yeah. No, it was wild.
What else did you want to talk about?
Oh, there was already live, so it doesn't matter. But we basically talk about Bellator. There was the charity fight that happened in Florida against like.
I know nothing about charity.
Yeah, well, that's okay. It was you know about fighting, so that's half of the battle right there. All right, we are live. It is 170 something. What is the episode number? I don't even know. 176.
Anthony.
176. There you go. Dude, I had so many.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah, 176. I said, the host with the most, Darren Branch. I'm here behind the switches, Anthony Merville. So I came back from New Jersey. That's the reason why we're doing that. We're doing this today, and it's gonna be released this evening. We're doing this right now because I didn't want to have to deal with the hassle of getting interrupted every 10 minutes by recording my podcast in my parents' house. So this is why we are doing this now today late, so you can chastise me, throw rocks, throw batteries, throw fruits.
Chastise no one. It's important to visit family.
It is.
It's important to spend time at the house that you grew up in and spend time with your family. And I think it was wise to postpone the podcast today so we didn't have to have a constant interruption. I think all of those decisions were good ones. Yeah. Like going to visit, good decision.
Yeah.
Not doing the podcast until you got back.
Yeah.
Also a good decision.
Yeah.
So I am not upset in any way. And I don't think our audience is upset either.
No.
So Anthony, what did you?
Not much. Just basically, I realized that I need to go to therapy because I need to get rid of my anger issues. It's been deep seated. It's left me since I left, since I moved to Ohio and I've lived in this more of a very slower paced life. It's a little bit easier to live now. But when I go back to visit every now and then, the same story happens. It's like the last day is always the same, no matter what happens. It's so weird. Like it could be any holiday. It's like we go out to this Chinese restaurant. My older brother comes with. We drive down there. We get this. It's like the same. My dad's he loves a meal. We get these spare ribs. Spare ribs are actually the best spare ribs I've ever had. They say they're the best Chinese restaurant in New Jersey. It's right amount of bone, very little fat, a lot of meat, not a lot of sauce, just enough to give you a hint and some flavor. It's actually really good.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I love Chinese spare ribs.
Yeah, they're amazing. And we ate some Chinese food left, and then all at the same time I get this fucking pounding headache I always get the last day I'm there. It's I know it's time for me to leave because it's just a headache. I don't know if it's sinuses or what, but it's the same headache, same pressure, same feeling. And I want to just die. And then as I drive home the next morning, I just think about my life and I just get angry because some animal cuts me off, or you just have an interaction with somebody from New Jersey that you'll never have in Ohio. It's not the same interaction. It's you have to be in a certain neighborhood in Ohio to have that same interaction in New Jersey. But in New Jersey, you can have that any interaction anywhere. You can be in the nicest part of New Jersey, you'll still have that same interaction, and you can be in the worst part of New Jersey and you'll still have that same interaction. There's just a level of animal that exists where it's do you understand where I'm from? I'm from New Jersey. I'm from New York. You don't understand where I've been. And it's and everybody says that's everybody says that before they get into a fight. It doesn't matter. But yeah. Every other part of the country says that. That's great. It's only a few places where that really matters. It's the East Coast, New Jersey, New York, Compton in California, and some weird Pontiac, Detroit, and other weird places in the country. But everywhere else it doesn't matter.
You know, it's funny.
Yeah.
A homie came over to the house recently, and he said that he heard somebody say a similar sentence, I'm from blah blah blah, and it's look, man. If you're not from Wakanda or Asgard, what are we talking about?
Yeah, people say that.
You mean you're not made of magic?
Right, and I'm and people say that, and I'm yeah, that's great. You haven't been to some dirty parts of the country where people will literally just look at you and you feel like you got robbed because they looked at you. It's not even It's not even I heard that and I've seen that meme before and it's cute and it's funny and it's clever, but I'll put you in that place and you deal with those animals and like Kobe.
Fucking Memphis.
Yeah, Kobe could exist in any of those places, and it'd be that's great that you're from that part of town, but I'm a pit bull and I will rip your head off, and they will be they'll realize that he's a true animal. There's select few, there's places, pockets in the Midwest and the other side of the world where you go there and they're animals, but New Jersey, it's the level of animal that you have on the regular is what people would consider the red in other parts of the country. It's whoa, why are you so angry? It's no, it's I live in a shitty state. I have a shit job,
How dare you?
and I have this shit tan, and like like I think I'm like this Goomba, just like eating all this Italian food or whatever. It's whatever. It's fine. Like that's normal language there.
That was racist.
That's normal language
You
there.
have to move back to that Midwest sensibility now.
Yeah.
You have to let the Midwest take over.
Yeah, it's like wash it down.
Make you calm, make you nice.
And the worst part about it is that they look the same as the rest of America. Like they're all like 20 pounds overweight, out of shape, but like
whoa,
they're like.
You sound like a wrestling heel right now.
I do. I am. I am. It's like I saw the bad guy retire.
All you fat, out of shape.
The bad guy retired.
Jobless motherfuckers.
The bad guy retired. It said something on like a fire, and it makes me sad. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So that's the savagery. So let's get into the show.
Okay, let's get into the show.
Yeah.
Anthony had a lot of things to get off his chest.
Yeah, it did.
And I'm glad that he did.
Yeah.
I think they're still there.
Yeah, they are.
But at least we hit like a pressure valve.
Yeah.
And just released a little bit of pressure, like a.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why we have to do one thing before we start. We gotta give a quick shout out to Mr. Thigh Matt. He will be leaving us Tuesday. He'll be going to Mexico to get married for the second time, for the same woman.
Look, you gotta get married multiple times.
In multiple places, different countries.
She likes parties, you know.
She does. Hey man.
She likes parties. She's like, hey, I know we're already married.
Yeah, it's Mexico.
There's some people in Mexico that didn't get to see it, so we're gonna do it again, and we're gonna throw another party, and you're gonna like that shit.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, sure, and I'm like, good for him. I'm like happy for him, so good. Yeah, good for him.
Shout out to Thigh Matt. Shout out to Mexico.
Yes.
For hosting.
Yes.
And stay away from the federales and the fucking the what are they called? The cartels.
Oh, you just said the worm.
Both are dangerous.
The worm is full of crap. Don't worry about the worm. Eat it whole.
I was actually offered a shot with a scorpion in it.
What? How was that?
And I didn't take the shot.
Oh, why? Why not?
I just didn't feel like indulging.
Okay, that's fair.
I had other plans that limited my alcohol intake.
Understandable.
No, I mean just in general.
No, I understand.
Anthony.
I get it. Absolutely, I get it. I'm like, enough said.
One can only get so drunk.
Yeah.
So like, especially like if I'm gonna be in public, like I don't want to be sloppy drunk in public because I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll let myself go in my house.
Mm-hmm.
I might even let myself go at like a really close friend's house.
Right.
But if we're in public, there's just too many variables.
Yeah.
Like I can have just enough drinks to get loose. Like you would be surprised, maybe even shocked at the amount of time I spent in public this week.
Oh, like it was a lot more than what I'm used to.
Like a lot.
Okay, well that's
like
good.
I went out Monday night, I went out Wednesday night, and I went out Friday night.
That's good for you.
Like out among the people, bro.
That's good for you.
Like walking around downtown Las Vegas, which I think most people would confuse with the Strip, and I didn't do the Strip.
Yeah.
Downtown and this area called Fremont is where I was hanging out, and there's a lot of people here, man. Like there were a lot of people, but normally like my anxiety level would like register, and there was none.
Yeah.
None.
That's good.
I was just like moving through the crowds.
That means you're getting healthy
and enjoying.
You're getting fixed. You're not sick anymore. You're not sick anymore. You're getting fixed.
Maybe.
I think so.
Maybe slowly but surely.
That's always good things. It's always good.
But yeah, it didn't bother me at all. Like normally, like for people that don't know, I was severely agoraphobic when I was like in my early 20s. Like severely. Like I didn't leave my house for 4 months at one point. Like super, super crazy. And I've obviously gotten better than that. Like I've left my house, like I left my city and moved to another.
Right. Like you've made steps.
It took me leaving the house to be able to do that. But I was still pretty much like a homebody for a long, long time. And to be out that much in public and like in large areas where there are a lot of people. And a lot of times I'll use like a euphemism. I'll say variables when I just mean people. Mm-hmm. Like there are a lot of variables out there. Like, there are a lot of human beings, and they have a lot of different intentions from moment to moment. And the one thought that does keep me like, I don't know, whatever sane is during those moments is like, there's a there's a very small chance that they're even thinking about me. Like, they are so focused on what they're trying to do when they left the house and the people around them. Like, very few of these people give a flying fuck about anything that I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're very focused on themselves. So, like, it has nothing to do with me. Like, nothing is personal right now. Even if somebody, like, comes by, bumps my shoulder as they're walking by, like, I don't get pissed.
Yeah.
Because I think to myself, like, they're just in their own world.
Right.
And, like, if someone, like, when negative shit comes my way, I just, like, slip in that shit. Like, oh, no. But, of course, I'm, like, walking with someone, and someone, like, kind of walks, I don't know, maybe too aggressively towards them, and they're like, fuck you. And I'm like, ugh. Like, I don't know if you understand the ramifications of fuck you in a public place.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's not something I would say. So, like, I just kind of shifted their position, right? I just moved them to a different side of me so that maybe that voice came from somewhere else.
Right.
And then the static didn't come back. So it all worked out. But I'm thinking to myself, like, if I have to, like, choke a person unconscious right now because you chose to use certain words that, like, were like, we were already past, you know?
That sucks.
But it's a normal thing that people do.
Right.
It's a normal thing that people do.
Yeah.
But I just never do that. I'm like, I try to be so non-aggressive that if I become aggressive, I know I'm right. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like they have to be so far in the wrong that when you go in the wrong, it's automatically a green light.
Exactly.
I get it. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. It makes sense.
Exactly.
It makes sense. But yeah. Well, Darren, having his, glorophobia steps taken out one thing at a time. He's going out, having alcohol in public, in places that are not strip clubs or martini bars, which are 2 rules that he broke. So that means that he is making progress. So everybody.
Yeah, I'm out here swimming. I'm going in public. It's getting wild.
He's starting to live his best life.
I might turn into a regular person with, like, adult goals and shit. Who knows?
Like, man.
We're gonna let it happen.
Yeah.
We're just gonna let it build.
Just keep it going. Let's not stop the tracks. And let's see. While you were out partying, this weekend was chock full of different fights and events that happened. Some in New York. I don't know where this boxing event happened. Some in Florida. I imagine some European events too. It was quite an event, and the sad thing is we have to give a moment of silence, for the original gangster, the first bad guy. He ran out of toughness. So, let's
go.
Dude,
Chael. Like, first of all, I one of his quotes from, like, a while ago.
Mm-hmm. It's
always, like, stuck in my mind, and I really like it. And I didn't watch any of his retirement speeches yet. I plan to, because I'm a big fan of Chael Sonnen. But he used to say, like, look, if you're world champion and you stop, you're retired. But if you're not and you stop, you quit.
Yeah.
Like, what a crazy quote. What an amazing quote. And he was never the world's champion.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he gave enough to the game, and he changed the game in a lot of ways. In one major way that we all know, like, he brought the mic into relevance in MMA. That's a larger contribution than 95% of any world champion has ever given to the game.
Yeah.
Most world champions succeed and then take from the game. They don't give anything to the game. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So his value really can't be overstated. Like, it's not that without Chael, there's no Conor. Because Conor could have done exactly what Conor did and gotten everything that Conor got.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be goddamned if Conor didn't show the map. You know what I'm saying?
Like, if Chael didn't show the map.
Like, if Chael didn't show the map. Like, Chael's the reason that Conor didn't need a shovel to build that road.
Right.
Chael took the shovel.
Yeah.
When, like, nobody was talking shit, he started talking shit.
Exactly.
Like, that road didn't exist in MMA. It was a pro wrestling model, a boxing model. But in MMA, it was like, I just show up to fight. Show me who's next. Whoever they tell me, I'm gonna take anybody who comes my way. I'm not afraid of anybody. Was like everybody's fucking shtick.
Right. Or like
Whoever they say.
Or I'm very respectful. I thank Jesus.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what.
Nobody came out talking that shit. And so, and people forget that he won a lot of fights against a lot of tough guys, man.
Yeah.
But he didn't win the ones that would have gotten him a belt in a major organization.
Correct. Which
that's
sucks.
all.
It sucks.
That's all.
That
so,
sucks.
I think under his own definition, he might be a quitter under that statement.
Yes.
But it's a well-earned retirement from a person who has done a lot for MMA. So shout out to Chael Sonnen and thank you for everything you've done.
Yes.
But yeah, I was bummed to see him lose. I mean, I'm happy to see him not get hit anymore.
Right.
Right? Because if you can afford not to get hit, I think that's a wonderful thing to do. Like, make your money in other lanes. And he has other lanes available to him now.
He has a couple.
You know?
This is podcast.
Exactly.
ESPN. Submission Underground.
So now that you have these other sources of revenue and you see that your last two performances haven't been the outcomes that you wanted, it's okay to walk away.
Right.
It's responsible in a way, you know? Like you're making your money with your mouth and you have a family.
Yeah.
It would be nice if you could like talk to your grandkids.
Right. That's the best thing for him.
So yeah. But you know what sucks?
What?
What sucks is everybody's attitude about Aaron Pico.
Oh, that he was doing his thing for a bit.
Here's the you know who I think we should think about when we think about Aaron Pico?
Who?
We should think about the earlier days of MMA. We should think about the earlier days, and the records of those kinds of guys.
Yeah.
Like the amount of times that Matt Hughes and Randy lost.
Right.
Early on. When you're finding yourself as a fighter in front of the world, that's a scary thing to do. And everybody's doing that, but not to the same degree that I believe Aaron Pico is doing that. They're putting him against top flight guys because he has top flight skill levels in different things.
Yes.
Right? So it's like, it reminds me much more of those like mid to early days where like guys like Randy were cutting their teeth and these dudes were fighting each other in tournaments and shit. And like everybody had all these losses. It's because they were finding themselves at the top level.
Yeah.
Most people in MMA get to find themselves in an amateur career and under like very little lights, you know, where nobody really knows what's going on. You get to find yourself there.
Yeah.
And considering that he's fighting at the top level, if you put his record up against like some of these other guys that I just mentioned, you say like, okay, what were their first like 10 fights?
Yeah, like for example, I wouldn't use Matt Hughes because Matt Hughes was pretty good and pretty straight for the first 10. But like Randy Couture, Enson Inoue was his first loss. He lost to Josh Barnett, Rico Rodriguez, Valentino Overeem, and then Michaela, some dude that I don't know, some Japanese dude that I don't know. But yeah, like he has like a gang of losses in his first 10. Like he has 1, 2, 3, 4. Like he was like, let's see, was it? Yeah.
Because he was fighting guys that were bad as fuck.
Right.
And he was finding himself at the same time.
Yeah.
Like it's a very respectable model, but it can be painful because of the way that we're spoiled for our athletes. At this point, like when someone's not several and 0, we're like, well, are they done?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, they're not done, dummy. Like,
well, I guess to be fair,
this dude has so much stuff.
I guess to be fair, it's not that they're like I guess it's a combination of like of being so high level or having those high level skill sets, and then also having such a losing record. It's like you have all. It's like everybody assumes that they're the practice guy, like they're the guy that shines in the gym, that does really well in like the training room. But when it comes to the bright lights, it's like, oh no, they can't work.
I mean, book that motherfucker like you're booking Dylan Dennis.
Yeah, and then it'll be different. Like that dude.
And it's a different story.
But
they're not booking him like they booked Dylan Dennis.
Gross
and like that's not a unique statement. Like everybody's saying the same fucking thing, but like that's the obvious thing. It's like, all right, if the goal is we're gonna take people and build them into stars, And we're gonna have huge walkouts and themed walkouts and shit like that. It's gonna be like Pride. It's gonna be like a larger than life kind of thing. It's like, well, then what the fuck are we doing with Aaron Pico? Like, why are we making him compete right now when he should be finding himself and getting himself famous?
Right.
Give him that Michael Venom Page treatment, where yeah, you gave him tough guys eventually, but you let him build up.
Yeah.
You let him look good as fuck.
He had a really nice
for a little while.
Yeah. And I guess it depends though. I guess. Go.
I'm just saying, with what has happened, with how his career has been managed, I don't think like these losses mean that he doesn't have it. Like, dude, these losses don't mean shit. Like the career, if he chooses, can be a very long and amazing one.
Right.
So it's like, there's no reason to think that he got stopped, so he's not the shit. It's like he looked like the shit here.
He was evolving. He did takedowns. He was doing a lot more takedowns than he was in his last like 3 fights. He was taking the dude down at will, and as soon as the dude got separation, he was able to clock him. That happens, but it's an involvement from like the last fight where he was in danger and he took no takedowns. It was like, I'm gonna play Rock'em Sock'em Robots with you and see what happens.
Yeah. He's learning.
Yeah,
He's learning. He's finding himself. And that takes time, dude. That takes fucking time.
Yeah.
Like, just because you know these skills individually, putting them together is different than knowing them individually. Like,
right.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah, like.
And, like, he will find himself, in my opinion. I think he'll find himself. Given enough time, and, like, it's like, what schedule does he have to fight on? Like, how many times a year does he have to fight?
Yeah, like, maybe you should take some time.
And how much time did he have to develop?
Right.
Let him develop.
Yeah, no. It was, that was kind of annoying when people were talking about that. And then we had, speaking of Dylan Dennis, that was the worst double leg I've ever seen. I don't even know if that guy even heard of wrestling before in my life. The guy who was going against, I don't even know if he heard. I think he might have just tripped over like a skateboard. Like, you know how they put those like little gifs in there? You know how they put those gifs in there where like somebody slips and falls for no reason? And like that's what happened. Like he like a skateboard caught underneath him or like a banana peel and he just whoop. And after that it was like, oh man, hey, I can take my time now. Cool.
He caught an arm bar.
Yeah.
Finished the guy. I mean, another first round finish. Like, you can't
knock it.
You can't be overly critical about it.
Right. Not about Dylan, but to the other guy. It's like, hey man. It's like, did you know?
Like a feeder mouse.
Yeah. It's like, hey. Hey man. It's like, did you know? Did you know they were setting you up? Because you were smiling the whole time while he was punching you. Like you knew.
Oh, you feel like there's a conspiracy?
I don't think it was a conspiracy. That like I think he knew that he was under.
I think everyone under 25 thinks everything's a fucking conspiracy.
I don't think he's under a conspiracy theory. I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. I don't think like it was a wall. Like it was like, you know, hey, put 20 on this guy, make sure he loses. No, it was more like you know, like he knew he was just there for the moment. He wasn't there to win. You get what I'm saying?
So like you don't think that he bought in on his actual ability to win the fight?
Right, because it was
an opportunity to be seen and like see what happens.
Right.
But once we're on the floor, it's like, guess he got this one.
Yeah, because he was just smiling, and it was like, dude, you're not even doing anything to try to like get out of there. Like it was like just like I'm gonna sit here and then just take these punches and last as long as I can, and be like, hey, Scott Coker, I did good, right? And then it's like, yeah, it's like, what if you won? If you just like, I'm not gonna get taken down by this guy, and I'm gonna just box him up forever. What about that? What about that?
Well, we'll see if the challenges for Dylan start to increase.
I'm sure they will.
But just like his challenges could increase, so can his skill level. Like, so
yeah. No, it's fair.
Let's see. Like, even though he's playing the heel, right? Like, I'm not anti-heel.
Yeah.
I'm not like, yeah, fuck Dylan Dennis.
No.
Whatever. Like,
yeah, he's a good guy.
If you can get over as a babyface, you can get over as a heel. Like, they both have validity.
Mm-hmm.
And there's play in both, right? Like, if you're like, look, remember when John Jones was Jesus Boy?
Yeah.
You know, like he tried to babyface the fuck out of everything.
Now he's Count Dracula. Yeah,
so
now he's Count Dracula.
But backstage, you know, behind closed doors,
right.
healing it up, right? So like, who knows what kind of guy Dylan Dennis really is? He presents himself as a heel. And so what's hilarious is that people buy into that hook, line, and sinker. They're like, oh, fuck him. He's only here because of this and that.
Yeah.
Like, you're really spending time talking negatively about this dude right now.
Yeah.
Like you're being worked. Hello, like you're being worked.
Dude,
I mean, as long as it's working.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what I just thought
Same
about
thing
right
with
now?
Gordon Ryan. Gordon Ryan is like a character babyface. Like he acts like a heel, but everybody's like, yay.
Yeah, sometimes I don't know. Sometimes he says some dark stuff, and I'm like, man, like, I don't know if I should believe you or not.
You mean like when he talks about raping other dudes?
No, not that, not that. Like how homeless people are dumb and they should all freeze and die outside or something like that.
What?
Yeah, there was like a picture of him, like, so he has a picture of like some homeless dude on his Instagram, like frozen to death, and he's like, yeah, you fucking bums, you guys can't get some warmth or something like that. I was like, whoa, that's dark. That's dark.
That is dark.
Yeah, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm hopefully it's just like just a really dark troll. That's what I'm hoping for. But
who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But anyway, let's move on. I had a great idea. They should have Halloween UFC, and like John Jones comes out out of a coffin like Count Dracula, and just with a cape and some just like little like fake teeth, just comes out like that. That's what should happen.
That's your whole idea?
That's just like one of the concepts. Like I don't have enough people. I can't think of enough people. Like the Soldier of God, they should just just have him like come from the ceiling with wings on and like a halo.
So you're saying that like there should be a UFC event.
Yeah, that's like Halloween.
Where all of the fighters.
Yeah.
No, you said there should be a UFC Halloween, and then you said John Jones should have fangs and shit. Like I'm gonna try to stretch this idea out, flesh it out a bit more.
There you go.
So what you're insinuating is that maybe like UFC 275 or whatever the fuck could be the Halloween UFC.
Yeah.
And that all the entrances would be Halloween themed. Yeah. This is what you're saying right now. Like all right, there's a reason that you don't have that job, Anthony.
I'm just letting you know. Somebody comes out with the monster mash, that would be kind of funny. You gotta make it fun sometimes. Like you gotta do it like Mayhem Miller did when he came out with those Asian girls just dancing around.
Well, my favorite entrance of all time is when Genki Sudo came out with all those flashlights. Have you ever seen that?
I think I might have, but it's in my memory somewhere.
Dude,
deep.
Genki Sudo, hero/crush. Like Genki Sudo is the man. Genki Sudo is the best. He was so creative, and of course, like Sakuraba. But I'm a pro wrestling guy. I'm a mark, right? Yeah. So I want people to be theatrical, even when I'm not. Like, I'm not theatrical when I walk out for those fight to win gimmicks.
Yeah.
I just kind of walk out, and I take my time.
You make it more like a strip show. That's what you kind of make it more like that. That's the
strip show.
It's the pacing of a strip show. Like you have the pacing of a strip show.
What do you mean?
Well, you've said it yourself. It's like nobody takes their time to be on the stage when they're out there. It's always like they run out or they do this thing. And even when people do it theatrically, it's slow, but it's not as slow as it is. Like you make it like you should be watching every movement that I do and everything that I do before I hit the actual mat. Like,
okay, no, that's correct.
That's what I'm saying. The pacing. That's the pacing, though, and that's what it is. It's like it's a very you don't truly try to make it a sexual vibe, but I get where the timing comes from. It comes in as like that's what it's that's what you're trying to throw out.
You're saying too much.
I was just making my theories.
Like remember the weigh-in for last time? Like not the one we just did, but the time before it. You were at the weigh-in with me, right?
No, I wasn't there for that.
What?
I was in Austin. I was in Austin that week.
Oh shit! I could have sworn you were with me, because as soon as I got off the scale, there's a female voice that was like, "And that's how everyone should do it." And I was like, well, I took my time taking off these clothes because getting to that weight and working that hard, that was like the first time I started training weightlifting. You know, so I was like, you know what? Like we all have to take our clothes off.
Right.
You're gonna see everything. Like I'm gonna make you say everything.
Right.
Everything. And enjoy it. Like enjoy. And yeah, there is that same aspect. Like when I'm walking, I think about how I'm moving my body. I want you to watch me move. I want you to watch me undress. I feel like everybody like undresses as quickly as possible because that's the most awkward moment.
Yeah.
And that's where the most can go wrong too.
Yeah.
Like your sleeve gets caught on your wrist and you feel stupid like everybody's watching. Like, if my sleeve gets caught on my wrist, I just stand there until it's not caught anymore. I don't get stressed out about that.
Yeah.
I don't feel awkward like that. I feel awkward in the crowd. I don't feel awkward when they're watching me.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I've ever wanted, for fuck's sake. Like, let's keep it real. Like, that's all I've ever wanted.
Right.
So, like I'm an attention whore. So, like, when I have it, I'm going to do my best to keep it.
That's understandable.
And of course, I lead with sex.
Of course.
I lead with sex.
Because he knows what sells.
That's all I know.
Because he knows what sells.
Sure, that's why. Yeah.
So, he just knows what sells. He's like, it's just a gimmick, guys. When he goes home, he prays to the Bible too, just like John Jones.
Yeah, me and John, we're so similar.
They actually have their phone numbers. They're actually Bible buddies. Like, when like John has a moment of weakness, he FaceTimes Darren. He's so happy Darren got an iPhone now, so he can just FaceTime Darren and be like, Darren, can you get me through this moment? And they both sit there and they both pray. And same thing happens with Darren.
I could have used John Jones this week. I could have used some advice.
See, there you go. See.
But I managed.
Yeah.
I managed without him.
Yeah, it's okay.
So yeah. Today is the last day of fun times. Like of course, like I enjoy having fun, but like I haven't trained in a week.
Yeah.
Like the entire week I took off. Monday, I'm back to the match.
As you should
back
be.
to the mat. And I'm excited about it.
That's good.
I feel like I know what to do with myself. Like not training is weird. Like
it's good for you though.
It's not like, I think it is. I think taking time off is good, but also limiting that time to a very particular window is also good. Like you don't want to be like, let's just take some time off and make it vague as fuck. It's like, we're going to take this amount of time off and then we're going to train this amount of time at this level. So like, I don't think you go right back in like I'm training for the world championships.
Yeah.
Right? Like you go back in and you start getting after it a little bit. Like maybe once a day, maybe like you don't start doing 3 a day. It's just because you haven't been there in a week.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, just slowly start ramping it up.
Yeah. Let yourself fall back in love with the process and then it'll turn into work again. And that's fine because after it's work, you get the reward of work, which is a competition of some kind. And then after that, you get a little tiny break. Yeah. It's necessary.
Exactly.
And I'm trying to decide what my next competitive effort will be. It's up in the air. Of course, there's the Old Man Worlds, which are in Las Vegas.
Yes, they are.
The logical thing for me to compete in.
You also have time to do, what's it called still, I believe?
There's high rollers.
Yes, high rollers. You still have high rollers, regular event to compete in to qualify for their national event.
Exactly. So we have things to consider, and of course, Fight to Win is always rolling around the country.
Yeah. So Vegas is
there's always an event. There's always something to do.
Yeah. I actually don't have that much time for high rollers.
So we will see.
You have.
Yeah, it's a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's a couple weeks. Yeah, you gotta make the decision soon. Ooh. What was I gonna say? You got decisions to make.
Don't we all?
We all do. Now, more fights for you. More fights for you. So would you like to see, which I think is not that impressive, Yoel submitting a guy that's like 50 pounds bigger than him or 100 pounds bigger than him? I don't know if it's that impressive. Or submitting that guy. He basically, dude's big. He's like a super heavyweight. Yoel just Kimored him, and that was the end of it. And
was this like a grappling event?
It was like the charity event in Florida. And then
Yoel Romero competed against who?
Chris Barnett.
I don't know the name, but so a man much larger than him.
Yeah, much larger than him. I don't remember the weight disparity.
Which is ridiculous. So what did this dude weigh in at?
Oh, I have no idea, but Chris Barnett's like huge.
Like 350?
So let me see.
What the fuck?
Like this dude, this dude's
probably. Where they signed this motherfucker?
Well, he was in. He's fought in the UFC before. He's not.
You said Yoel Romero.
Yeah, no, Chris Barnett too. This dude's.
No. You said Yoel Romero.
Yeah, versus Chris Barnett.
Submitted a dude that's 100 pounds bigger than him.
Yeah, like dude's like.
Where the fuck?
This dude's like 287. That's what he weighs in at on the regular.
Okay, so he's significantly bigger.
Yeah.
But that's not 100 pounds.
I don't know what Yoel weighed. He could have won 85. I don't know.
You know Yoel walk around like 255. Like that dude is thick as fuck. That dude's big.
Yeah.
He has to be well above 210 pounds.
Yeah, probably. He probably actually. Yeah, I think
he's walking around the street.
Yeah, he's like 235, I think, normally. So yeah, it was like a good 40. Yeah.
But he's still a bigger guy.
He's still a bigger guy.
So congratulations, but I got skeptical when you're like 100 pounds bigger. I was like, wait. So they found a giant, like
A giant man.
He submitted a Viking, like
Yeah.
some Icelandic power lifter.
No, some guy.
Like what the fuck?
Some guy that was nice enough to roll with. Just nice enough to roll with Yoel and Yoel.
Who wasn't scared to get ankle picked.
Yeah.
Because I'd be scared. I'd be scared of him ankle picking me and me landing on the top of my head, like not even like the back of my neck or like
anything like that.
Like getting ankle picked and being spiked on top of my head.
Right.
Being brutally murdered by ankle pick is a possibility if you're gonna wrestle against Yoel Romero.
For sure.
Who else was on this card?
There was Anthony Pettis versus Masvidal. That went to a just.
Oh, I remember hearing about this happening.
Yeah, this was a draw, I think.
Okay. Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Okay, and they were the headliner, right?
Not really. I think there was what's it called? There was like this DJ guy that was like the headliner. It was just like it was like a chair. It was like he had a boxing match with some other guy. For that was like the main event of that little show. But it was more of like it's like charity. Like you can tell that that Pettis and Masvidal were very much kind of relaxed.
Playful.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was more like a fun thing to do.
Not the most competitive environment.
Yeah, it was just more like a fun thing to do for them.
Okay.
Which is good, since I think they both have fights coming up, so it's good.
But Yoel wasn't playing games. Don't play games in that Cuban wrestling room.
No.
He was like, look, cuz, they put you on that mat, I'm going to fuck you up.
Yeah, he made quick work of this. He was like, yeah, I'm going to just take you down.
Charity. All right, cool. You know how to tap, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, he looked at him too, like, you sure you're going to tap about this? He's like, yeah, I'm going to tap. And like, he's like, cool.
You're going to want to tap because I'm a fucking gorilla, and all I got to do is rotate a little bit.
Right.
And you just won't have a shoulder anymore.
Oh, of course. And I forgot about this too. What's his face fought yesterday too? Like the Gypsy King. The Gypsy King. For whatever reason, he's representing America. That was so weird to me.
What do you mean?
He was repping America, but he's not American. Like it was weird. Like they literally had him as like a Fury next to his name, American flag, and he was wearing American shorts. It was very strange to me, but I respect it either way. I'll show you the video if you want to see it.
Okay. And how did he win?
Oh, it was TKO. No, I think it was he KO second round, I believe. Yeah, second round. No, second round TKO. Wow. Second round TKO. Like he was teeing off on this dude. I'll show you real quick. See if I can get a full screen on this.
I'm just glad that he stayed on pace to keep the conversation toward him and Deontay Wilder.
That's because Drake wasn't
especially
there.
Now that Anthony Joshua just got stopped.
That's because Drake wasn't there.
He came out and put the thump in his face. Yeah, you gotta stop that.
10 seconds left. Yeah, dude's face is all
He's
cut
abusing
up.
that poor man.
Yeah.
He's abusing that poor man in the corner.
Yeah. Came out with his... But yeah, he's happy because Drake wasn't in his corner.
Sometimes you gotta go straight to Apollo Creed on a motherfucker. Adopt a new home for a fight. You know, like maybe he did his training camp in America. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah. Maybe. That's possible too. So that happened this weekend, which was cool. And that was on. There was a lot of fights, and then there was this controversial fight that I was telling you about earlier. It's like Barry Des versus Gloweek. I don't know who these guys are, but it was on DAZN, and I was like watching it, and I was just like, "What the heck's going on here? This is amazing." So let me share the screen again.
Wait, stop, you son of a bitch! Because now, if they're watching, if there's an executive from the network that you just referred to watching, and they were like, "Man, I'm writing a check right now, then you just said what you said.
What did I say?
DAZN is what it's called.
DAZN. Oh, DAZN? DAZN?
DAZN.
Well, they wouldn't also like us sharing their content, so thank goodness we're not doing that.
Sir.
Just saying.
All right, so you're watching DAZN, and what did you see?
I saw this. Basically this two. I don't even know who these guys are. I have no idea who they are. But you watch this with me.
Okay. So there's crap.
You see that? You see the elbow?
An elbow.
Yes.
Elbow throw. Now, it's an elbow that's coming there. So did that drop him legit?
No, I don't
demonstrate that he was hit by that elbow.
I think it was a little bit of both. I think it gave him a little bit of a rock, but I think he just dropped just to get the foul drawn.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now let's continue going.
That was dirty.
So listeners, we're watching.
But
hold on.
It was dirt for dirt, right?
Yeah, it was dirt.
So if these guys got into a situation where one boxer got behind the other, almost as if you were going to put him in an arm triangle choke,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then in that position, while he had the angle on him, he threw a punch directly to the back of the guy's head. And that tactic is known as rabbit punching, and it's illegal in boxing. Also illegal in boxing is striking with anything except for the knuckle portion of the fucking glove,
Mm-hmm.
which does not include your elbow.
Yeah.
So after being rabbit punched, the dude who was rabbit punched threw a backwards elbow at the dude, and the dude that was hit by that elbow fell to the ground and clutched his face.
Yeah.
And that's what we're watching right now. And so what does the referee do to try to restore order here?
So right now you can see that they're like he backed off the guy who got hit through the elbow, and the guy's on the ground. He's like asking him, "Hey, can you get up, dude? Can you get up?" They stop the clock. It's 34 seconds in the second round, and they get him up. They give him time. There's no time taken. There's nothing like that since it's a foul. I think they don't give you the 10 count. Let me see if he does though. Yeah, no, they're just checking him to see if he's good. He's walking over, telling this guy, "Hey man, you can't do that stuff. That's dirty." And they're doing the replay right now. They show the rabbit punch.
There's a direct rabbit punch,
And then an elbow right
followed by
after.
an elbow strike, elbow to the jaw.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a flaw.
Now we're only going to take a point from this guy.
Yeah, I think they took a point.
The elbow thrower
Yeah.
got a point taken away.
Yes. So now they're back into it. 33 seconds left.
All right, so now this referee, look how far away that referee
Yeah.
is. He don't want no parts of this now. He's like, this is a dirty, awful fight.
Yeah. So now they start throwing. The dude that threw the
All right,
elbow.
so there's about 20. Oh, he hits him again.
Yeah, dude-
Down he goes.
Yeah, dude who threw the elbow knocks down the guy that did the rabbit punch. Now he's a little
He's
wobble.
hurt. He's hurt. He's wobbly.
Yeah. They're checking him. There's time still going down. 10 seconds left in the round. 8, 7, 6. Okay. Now I gotta turn the sound on for you listeners and me. The bell is
All right,
already
so-
ring. The bell already rang. The bell already rang.
The bell is wrong.
Yeah, there's still this.
These dudes are throwing. They're throwing heavy leather, and the referee is kind of sort of stopped. Oh. Okay, so
Let's go back though. Let's go back. So we're here, right? They start the fight over. Okay. So they go. They have a little exchange. Let me skip ahead a little bit just because that's happening. So he drops him. All right,
yeah,
cool.
skip ahead.
He drops him. He drops him. So then they start.
So he's dropped,
Yeah, at the
and
15.
they start the count
Yes.
at about 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you would think that post count he would have between 3 seconds left in the round, like
Right.
because no one does the count for 10 seconds.
So right
It's a
here,
faster
right
stop.
here, it's stopped. Right here, the round's over.
So boom, now there's time.
Yeah.
Time is over.
Yeah.
And now we're boxing. We are fighting. The referee's kind of wrestling with the idea. So it really only went for about a 6-second extension, right?
Yeah.
But that's
That's a lot.
beyond reprehensible of this referee.
Yes.
Like I can understand his apprehension based on the dirtiness involved, right?
Mhm.
And maybe feeling like these guys are gonna throw after this bell and I don't want to get caught.
Right.
Right? I can understand that sentiment, right? But that's why you have to make a point to restore order in that moment. He checked to see that the guy was okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's like, all right, go back at it.
Right.
He took a point, but there was no true admonishment.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the whole moment intimidated this guy or overwhelmed this guy. And like these fighters are, large, scary men who are throwing serious leather at each other. And I can understand being scared of that. But like, why is that your job?
Right.
Like, I imagine Mills Lane. And he would just get in there and be like, you motherfuckers cut that shit out right now. You understand me?
Yeah.
I'm taking a point. You stop that shit. And he
Exactly.
would have jumped in and slapped these dudes in the chest and separated them at the bell
Right.
with full confidence. And if you do that, I don't think that should be your job. Like, you can't keep anybody safe. All you can do is collect a check.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, the corner, both corners have every right to be slightly upset with this
Right.
guy. Like, but the fighters were both doing things that were unconscionable. Like,
Look at this.
you don't
Look at this
throw
blonde chick over here. She's losing her
hard
mind.
rapid punches like that. You don't throw back elbows. Like, what are we doing here? It's like the whole thing had devolved and it was only round 2.
Right.
So I always blame referees because that's my nature.
Yeah.
But in this case, I really do blame the referee.
Yeah.
He handled everything poorly.
He did. The best part in the whole, besides after the fight, is just the interview that the winning guy gives. It's like, yeah, it sounds like it looks like you and the referee didn't hear the bell going off, and he's like, the guy who won is like, no, I heard the bell, and they just left it at that, and then they just giggled a little bit. So, well, fair enough for you. And then that
Dude,
was
what was he supposed to do? Like,
yeah, it's like what was he supposed to do?
in on paper, I think both boxers were doing the right thing. Like that guy's still in front of me, I'm still throwing.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
referee hasn't stopped us. I'm still throwing.
Yeah, that's true. But it was it was just kind of wild to watch because I was just like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I can't imagine being in that audience. Like, I mean, that's fucking chaos. Like, all of that's chaos.
So if you guys want to know what we just watched, it's called What Just Happened. Wild Bredes versus Glowick, second round, doesn't end at the bell. It's DAZN USA YouTube channel, so you can watch it all. It's pretty fun.
Does that qualify as weird news?
That does. We can qualify that as weird news because I don't have any weird news for you today.
Because I really think it is. Like that that referee, that guy is weird news. Like, like how dare you not do your job?
Right.
Like, you have to protect these guys, and like you protect them with your body, you protect them with your admonishments, you protect them by issuing fucking deductions. Like, you don't like double dutch your way toward them as they swing. Like, you created a dangerous environment. I hope they didn't pay you. Like, I hope they took your money.
Yeah.
Anthony?
Yes.
It's been a lovely podcast.
It has been.
And welcome back to Ohio.
Hey.
Try to decompress. Bring yourself back to a Midwest level.
I will. I'm about to go swing some baseball bats outside. We'll figure it out.
Take that anger down.
Yeah.
Take it down.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
Yes.
So, this will be goodbye for real, Anthony. And it's also goodbye to the internet. Goodbye, internet. XOXO.
Bye.